Okay, looks like we're good now. Off to a little bit of a slow start because of that, but deal. I also keep forgetting to change my monitor to high contrast mode here. This can be kind of hard to see. Alright, so coming up right after this fight is the first occurrence of the dupe glitch. I'm going to be doing quite a bit of in the run. And it involves putting single stacks of items inside a nearly empty container, and putting another single stack on top of it will duplicate the item. So you'll see me do that right here. Okay. So single stack, another single stack, and it will duplicate to its maximum stack value. So I need to do this for about 2 minutes or so for all the items that I need. Okay. So even though rations, restoratives, and herbal packs are relatively cheap, it's still faster to just do this because money is really tight in Chapter 1, and I need all of it for the stuff I need to get, so just doing this is going to be the most efficient way of going about it. Unless someone proves me wrong, of course. It's entirely a possibility. And this is pretty much the only real glitch left in the game, since I eliminated the bard glitch from my route. And what that did was give pretty much unlimited money. But I no longer have to do that. Alright, so that should be enough rations. I remember to give distribute this stuff to everybody. Okay. Cool. So now we're ready to go. So now here's the first trap in the game. This one we solved the intended way, which is to bait the single enemy into the trap that comes up here with the imitation spell. Most of the traps in the game are going to be solved instead of doing the little logic puzzles that they turn out to be. I'm just going to cast a shield on one of my characters and have them just run straight through and tank the damage. So it's a lot faster than actually solving it. So here's the first puzzle chest. If you know the amount of clicks it takes to get through these, then you don't have to do any guesswork. I just have the amount of clicks needed written down. And here's another one. I'm only going to these chests to get the scrolls, which are going to be sold for money once we get to a town nearby. Because we need all that money for another spell. Because that spell that I buy is pretty much priceless at the end of the game. Okay, so now we're done in the northern part. Now we're going to backtrack and go back to the area that we started in. When they say they need rest, you only have to rest for 1 hour, and that will reset their tiredness. So if it looks like I'm going out of my way, it's to avoid battles. So here's another chest. It's the die chest. Who needs armor? Gorath does. So in the first chapter, a lot of the combats, the combats here have to be gone through normally, and you'll see what I mean by that once we get into the middle of chapter 3. So all of the combat that I do in chapters 1, 2, and most of 3, I still have to use most of the abilities. Like this is the blind ability. It's costs only two resources to use, and it completely immobilizes an enemy for 2 turns. So it's very handy for the first 2 chapters, and they are not hitting at all. The combat is complete dice rolls for everything, so theoretically they could be missing for like an hour in one battle. Even though the accuracy is like 50%, dice rolls here are all coming up tails, which is pretty annoying. Alright. Now we're starting to get hits in. Luckily they're not hitting either. But if this battle were in, say, like Chapter 3, the entire combat would last about 10 seconds because of the strategy that I use. Okay, so now we need to make a little bit of a detour here. You could just go straight south to the trap and the southern portion of the coast, but I'm going to go over here to the Temple of Killian. There's another battle right here. And get the teleport points. And it's important to get that for the Chapter 6. Because it will cut out about 6 battles on the way north in Chapter 6. So just doing this saves maybe 5 minutes. So not getting the greatest luck here at the combat. Thanks. Also, it's cool to see someone run the Wheel of Time game. That's a pretty obscure game to run. Alright, so here in the temple, we're just gonna go get the teleport point and then leave. That's all we have to do there. Now here's a trap. It's the easiest one in the game. Just have to walk right through it. Okay. So here's another chest with a spell. Yeah, it seems like it's got some cool movement tech to it. I can't really watch it though because I get motion sick watching most FPS games. Alright. I should have put in my... Oh geez, what... That's interesting. Accidentally hit the N key. Seems like a cool run though. I haven't read all of the Wheel of Time books yet. The last one I read was in like 2003. The one right before Heart of Winter, I think, was the title. Actually, gotta loot one of these guys in this battle. I shouldn't just let him run. Ah, hopefully that wasn't the guy I have to loot. Combat 2. Oh, it's just money that I need. It's not a big deal. Yeah, I have. I got him on ebook now, so I'll get to those eventually. But unfortunately, I have a lot less time now to read as many books as I'd like. All of my reading time has to be devoted to reading programming books for what I do. So unfortunate. Alright, so another change here is that I'm going to get the melee accuracy buff from this guy. Wait, do I not have... Oh, I don't know. Okay, I guess I'm not getting that. I didn't fully route that, I guess. That's a bummer, but I can live without the melee. It would have been nice to have, but oh well. Okay. Yeah. Nobody's routed this, as far far as I can tell. There's a really good walkthrough for this, but I did all the routing for this myself. All the videos I've seen of it online are just from Let's Players going through it in 60 hours or so. So I get through it a little bit faster than that. Okay, so this should be Skin of the Dragon. Yep, so I'm going to learn that spell. Extremely important. So here's another battle. This only took me about 2 days to, hey, what's up? 2 days to route, so yeah, the walkthrough that I found is good enough that I didn't have too much trouble routing it. That guy I have to loot, so gotta go after him. This is my new viewer PB. Two people in chat. Okay, so this wizard I absolutely have to kill because he's got a combat use item. Unfortunately, he's running away. As wizards do in this game, unfortunately. And casters can't cast if you stand right next to them. Oh, thanks for that. Also my first raid, I guess. Exactly. Oh, I hope you're feeling better, by the way. I saw you had said you were sick in your stream title. Alright, this guy's probably going to start to run away pretty soon, so I need to get my characters. Oh, he's not. That's good. I'll be glad if this is the only fight that goes a little bit wrong. Because yesterday when I was playing this, it was just a train wreck with 2 fights in particular. Okay, I think he's probably retreating. Okay, good. Alright, so now I can get rid of this guy. Jeez. Good. Good to hear you're feeling better. Alright. So this wizard has... that's not the wizard. This guy. No, I rage quit with my run yesterday. It was really bad at the end. So that's why today's a salty run back. I changed up my strats, so there shouldn't be any more train wrecks. Okay. All right. So next we're going down to Sarth to sell all that stuff we got. I was actually pretty far into my run yesterday too. I was in chapter 8. Okay. So we're gonna sell all of these. Most of these spells aren't really useful anyways, so not a huge deal. Should be Skin of the Dragon, yep. Okay. So we're gonna keep that in our inventory until chapter 5. Okay. So now this will be the first occurrence of cheesing out traps in the game. So instead of solving the puzzle by pushing the crystals around, we are just going to use Skin of the Dragon here on Gorath. And normally that would do 100 damage and kill him, but instead we just go right through it. Easy. Alright. So this chest. We're just getting all the money from these chests. That was the same chest for what reason. Sometimes the perspective. That is weird. Okay, a little bit mixed up there. Yeah, okay. I actually don't want the shell. Okay, this last one is Hangman. This game is free, by the way, if anybody wants to give this a shot or just play through it. It's a really good casual playthrough. It's a really long RPG if you actually do everything in the game. It's also on Good Old Games in a bundle with this and the sequel. I think it's like $5 last time I checked. With my current strats, the goal is probably 350 because I made some really big changes to the route. So I think 350 is possible. It all really comes down to this one boss fight in Chapter 5, so about halfway through the game. There's a boss fight that you have to do legitimately, because it's the enemies can't be crowd controlled, like pretty much everything else in the game. Yeah, I still have this because it came with a PC Gamer demo disc in like 1997, so that's where I first got this game. And up until about 2 weeks ago was the first time I actually beat the game. I only got to like Chapter 2 back in the day, and then just stopped playing. Because, you know, there's stuff like Quake to play, Quake and Half-Life. But now that I'm getting into speedrunning, I like playing stuff like this a little bit more. And I actually need to go back and loot that encounter. And once I get probably a 350 in this, I'll submit it to the Reddit subreddit and move on to the sequel, Antara, because I have that as well. I have no idea how long that one is or how hard it is, so I'll do a trial run through that pretty soon here. Okay, I'll let that guy escape. I think, yeah. Alright, so I need to go back north here and loot the bodies. One of these guys has a shovel that I need. Okay, that one. Okay, maybe it's not that encounter. Get a little mixed up here. Oh, it must have been the money that I needed. Okay. Oh, nice. Thank you for the follow. I'm not really in a good position here to do 24-hour streams. So, next year I'm going to be moving up to a different state, and I'll be able to do them then, but not here. Eventually, though. If I did all of the games that I run, I could do well over 24 hours, because just the Quest for Glory games, there's 3 separate categories for each game. At least 3 separate categories. Well, there's 3 any percent, 3 100%, and then some of them have 4. And they take at least like half an hour for each one. So I can't do the math while I'm playing this, but that can add up real fast. Plus, this is a 4-hour run. Grand Stream Saga is 4 hours. Yeah, it can add up. So I do have the content for 24 hours of different games. And hopefully the guy I killed is the one that has the shovel. If not, then yeah, okay, lucked out there. Um, Again, I wasn't paying attention fully. Alright, so this is the second to last battle of the chapter, because I cut out going out of my way to another town. Yeah, I have enough trouble doing 4 hours at this point. I think the longest one I did was 7, and that was pretty rough. Alright, so I don't actually have to loot anything from this encounter, so I'll just take out the guys in the blue cloaks for now, and the pirates will usually start running fairly shortly here. Oh, what games do you run? I'm gonna post my my notes for this game on my channel page once I make a or get through the run. So if anyone wants to give this a try, then they can go ahead. I know that feel, man. Okay, so I gotta start healing. Oh, nice, Skyrim. That's a pretty amusing run for all the weird skips that you do in that game. I love all the crazy clips you can do in the Bethesda games. Alright, Owen's almost dead, so I gotta heal him. I eventually want to look into Daggerfall runs as well, because I still have my my disc for that laying around somewhere. Okay, I gotta focus on this guy because he's gonna kill Owen otherwise. Yeah, that guy's retreating, so I'll go after this pirate. Locklear's almost dead. Okay, heal Owen again. Oh, I'm fine with 100% RNG. It seems like a fairly old... I've seen a speedrun of Daggerfall on YouTube by a Russian guy. But unfortunately, I don't think he posted what settings he used. So it's kind of hard to compare like how good you're doing against people if they're running their DOSBox at 1,000,000 cycles. So that's also why I post in my records how many cycles I'm using in DOSBox, so if anyone else wants to go up against it, they can use the same settings that I do. And it's also hard enough for to get these games running in DOSBox. I remember Daggerfall back in the day had hard enough time just getting it to run. Even the demo would just crash all the time. Okay. So I'm cutting out about 5 minutes here by going straight to Krondor. Oh, it's segmented? That's a bummer. Okay, so I need to get a armorer's hammer here. Okay, so then we go right into the sewers. And take this little bit of money here, because every little bit counts. Alright, so there's one more encounter in this chapter. And it's actually a little bit difficult. So we open this chest here for some rope, because you need that to make it across pits and dungeons. Alright. So first job is to kill this guy who's attacking Owen, and then I just take out the rest. If I was going to run any of the Elder Scrolls games, I probably won't be running Arena, because that one just looks too weird to me. Because I think they changed up some of the gameplay between Daggerfall and Arena. But what I most liked about Daggerfall is that you could run into walls and just climb up them. I thought that was amazing back in the day. Before Assassin's Creed, there was Daggerfall. That would probably take a lot longer to route that, though. And I still have a lot more stuff I'd like to route. Like, I haven't seen anybody do a run of Soccer Frontier yet on PlayStation for all characters, so I'd like to do that, and that one's going to take a long time to do, because that's a very long game. And Shenmue 2 is also on my list. Alright, so these guys I don't have to loot, and I'm also not going to heal anybody, because the end of the chapter is right after this, and you get a free heal at the end of every chapter. Oh man, I didn't delete my saves, I forgot. Alright. There's no funny business here, just using the bookmark. It's already built in. What? Oh. It's the wrong one. Honestly, it's better to play this stuff now than it was back in the day, because you don't have to do any of the crap to get it running. You have to set IRQs and format your partitions and all that. So that's a pretty nice time save just by skipping a lot of the stuff I did before. Alright, so first thing we're going to do here is take all the items off of Locklear, because Locklear's out of the party until chapter 5, I think. So we take all of his rations and the stuff that was on him there. Okay. Alright. So now we go back through the sewers. Owen isn't in our party right now, but we're going to get him back almost immediately. I'm gonna go north, actually. Yep, that at one point last night in my run, I was minus 18, and then the train wreck started. So all of that could either be a bigger time save, or it could all go away in one boss battle. So I'm not going to count my chickens till they hatch. But with just my route changes from this PB, I can save 15 minutes or so, just with the route changes. Okay, so in this battle, I need to make sure to kill the wizard, the guy in the far back here. Oh, jeez. Because he has ruby, and he has an item that we want. So this is that Skin of the Dragon spell. It's a very low-cost spell that absorbs all damage on a character. So definitely one that you want. It's why I went out of my way to get all these scrolls that I sold for money, because the wizard that you get in Chapter 5 doesn't come with that spell automatically. So that's why I had to get that extra chest, or extra scroll of it. Alright, so this ruby that I'm getting from this wizard is really important because it's the bulk of the money that I'm going to get for this chapter. Don't even need to heal. Okay, so instead of leaving the sewers immediately, I'm going to go to another encounter. This one's optional, but there's an enemy that drops a combat item that I'm going to duplicate. So it's the guy in the center is the one that has the item that I want. So I need to make sure to kill him. I'm also going to make sure to kill these wizards as soon as possible. So it's the guy that's chasing Owen here is the one that I need to kill. And this battle's going really well so far. Kind of surprised. Okay. So that's the guy that has the item we want. Unless I lost track of him somehow. I think that's the guy. Okay, health is still good for these guys. Once I kill this guy right here, I'm going to put it on auto battle and step away for a moment. That's me using bots. Okay, so one of these guys has... unfortunately, there's nowhere to take a break in this game, So that's really the only thing you can do if you need to step away, is just put it on battle, auto battle, on one that you can win. Okay, so this is the combat item that I wanted. It is the something something powder. I don't know the real name of it. Okay. So we're going to do the duplication glitch again here. And we're going to do that twice. And that'll give us all of the blinding powder that we need for the rest of the run. Okay. Alright. There's one more combat in this chapter. Oh, I need to get my armor back. That's also something I forgot to do. I left the armor on somebody that I looted yesterday in my run, and that almost ended really poorly. Okay. So now we're going to head out of the sewers. I don't know how much time I lost when I was AFK for a little bit there, but it probably wasn't much. So now we're going to head over to the area that we need to go. So again, we're taking this weird route here to avoid battles. And almost went too far there. Just lock up. Okay. The game, in very strange circumstances, can lock up. Especially in chapter 8, at the very end of the game could just lock up for no reason. And to fix that, you usually have to turn off the game sound. Because there's some, it's like an IRQ problem or something, is what the DOSBox status window says it is. Alright, so this guy just gonna have to run around in circles and hope Owen doesn't die. Okay, so now he can get spells off here. Oh no, misclick. Luckily they still have their shields on. Okay. I need to duplicate some more restoratives after this fight. Luckily I can do that on the bodies of these guys. Because if you can't tell, Owen's health and stamina have been going down as I cast these spells. And that's because in order to cast spells in this game, you have to use the stamina and health of your caster to cast. So it's kind of a unique system. I don't think there's any other RPGs that do that. So this is the last combat of this chapter, so I can go ahead and use up all the health and stamina of my characters in this. I don't mind after this if anyone's dead. But I do need restoratives and healing stuff for the next chapter, so I'll just go ahead and do that duplication now. These guys can retreat, but they're not, which is kind of unlucky. But, oh well. Owen's poisoned, but I don't care. So he's probably going to die on the way up to the town that we're going to. Okay. Yeah, we're pretty low on restoratives here. This is such a cool glitch. And very useful for speedrunning. Okay. There's only 2 more legit fights in the game, or for this chapter really, but there's no more in this chapter. So we're going to head up to this barn over here and get a quest item. This will let us into the town at the very end of this chapter. So we just need one of those, and then we can head north. Oh, and if anyone's wondering, these counters here are for mouse clicks and keyboard clicks. Oh, story for this game. There's a war. You need to stop it. That's pretty much the gist of it. The novelizations of this are actually really good. They're pretty short, but they're really well written. I really like Feist's writing. It's not like Wheel of Time where every book is 800 pages. The Krondor novelization is like 150, and it's pretty easy reading. Actually, I almost went too far there. Pay a little bit more attention to my notes here. Almost walked right into a trap. Okay, so here's the town of Sloop. We just go right through it. We don't have to go to the temple or anything. And there's one more chest at the top edge here, and it has the Feathers of Rhyme spell and a really good sword. Man, 3 other people in chat. EBs are just getting destroyed for this. Alright, so at the town here, I'm not going to sell anything right now because at the start of the next chapter, the prices for selling things go up by 6-fold. Actually, that was the wrong thing. This needs to go to him, and that needs to be learned. Okay, very important that I keep that Skin of the Dragon spell on James there. Alright, later. Yeah, this run's going to go on for quite a while here, so you will not hurt my feelings if you have to duck out. So here's the end of chapter 2. Once we go into town and go into the tavern. So chapter 3 is kind of where things go sideways, gameplay-wise and glitch-wise. It's where we get the Posho Noxum item. And with that, I completely break the game. Like, completely. So while I'm here, I'm going to take advantage of those 6x prices by selling all of the gems that I picked up. With this jaunty music playing. Alright, so I got 800. I can sell these too, I don't need them. We don't need that stuff, but I'll just drop that when I'm out of town here. Okay. So this is a quest item, but it's just taking up space in my inventory. We don't need that anymore. Don't need that. Okay. One of those might be poison, but I guess I'll just run with it. We actually don't need that many rations anymore because we're going to be starving ourselves fairly shortly here. So here's one of 2 legitimate fights in this chapter. Nice. That's good luck. They're usually really accurate with the their arrows. Like almost unfairly accurate. And of course we're missing all of our sword attacks here. I don't need to loot from these guys either, so I can just damage them enough until they run away. Or they die. That works too. Yeah, and there's friendly fire is also a mechanic in this. And that was something that also happened in last night's run. I accidentally froze my fighters in a boss fight, and that was a reset or a reload. So that was just one part of the colossal train wreck that last night's run was. But with my changes tonight, that shouldn't be a problem anymore. Shouldn't be. We'll see. So here's another trap. Same strat. Just going to use the shield spell here and just tank all the damage. Okay. So now this next section here is really, really important. I need to make sure to buy potions in the town here. And I'm going to hit no twice on these guys, and you skip the fight. The potions that I get here are buffs that I'm going to be duplicating, like everything else I've been doing. So I'm going to wait until daytime and then get all the potions I need. And these give you 30% buffs to the stats that they affect. Alright. So I need to get anti-venom. Telltale. This one's defense, this one's attack, and this one's casting. So super important I get those. Okay, so now we're going to go over to a graveyard over here. And we're going to dig up a grave for a key. We need that key to open up a container that has a quest item in it later on in the chapter. And while we're here, we're going to duplicate that stuff we just bought. So we need 2 of those. So again, I'm turning a stack of 1 into a stack of maximum with this duplication glitch. And very important that you have anti-venom for the end of the game, because everything has poison pretty much from chapter 5 onward. These are the defensive potions. We're going to need a lot of those because every character can use them. We're going to want to have 3 stacks of that. And I also need these for the fight that's going to happen in about 60 seconds here once I'm done stuff. Okay, that's probably good enough. Need 2 stacks of these. And then 1 stack of these, because there's only a few casters in the game, and there's not many occasions where you actually need the casting buff. It only applies to line of sight spells. Okay, let's give that to him. Alright, so there's a fight here that I absolutely have to kill one of the enemies for an item that he has, and once we have that item, we're essentially unstoppable for the rest of the game. So I'm gonna fix my stuff here. We're gonna heal fully, if we haven't already. We're gonna safety save, go after these guys. So it's the left enemy is the one that has the item that we want. This guy right here. So I'm going to go up to him and use the combat blinding powder on him. Alright, so this is why I went and got this item, because it stuns him. Oh, I guess, it does. I keep forgetting it doesn't work on these guys. Okay, scratch that. We're just gonna have to kill him normally. Yeah, that's a bummer. Alright, so I absolutely have to make sure that guy dies. So what I'm gonna do is pull him closer to my spellcaster here by moving James further south this way to kind of get him over there. And I'm also going to kill these guys because once they run out of arrows, they'll move down into range. And if he runs away, then I absolutely have to reload if that guy runs away, because I have to get the item off of him. And you'll see why once I get into the battles after this. So I'm gonna get over here and then cast Feathers of Rhyme on him, so he's stun locked. Okay. So this spell will freeze him in place, assuming I hit him. There's a 93% chance of hitting him, and it hit him. I have missed a 93% attack before, so there we go. Okay, good. So now we're set for the rest of the game, for most of the combats. So now I need to find out which body has it, and that can also be an adventure. I need to pull up Owen here. Okay, so this thing, the Potion Noxum, is the most overpowered item in the game. So now we are going to duplicate that. We need 3 stacks of it. Make just 1 extra stack here for safety. Alright, 8. Safety stack. Okay. Now we will see the true power of that item. After we encamp here. Okay. So, this is a combat item that once an enemy gets right next to you, you just use this item on it and the enemy will flee. And this will work on nearly any enemy in the game. Man, getting some slowdowns in this for whatever reason. See? And now once they leave the battle, they're gone forever. So that's how you can cheese out most of the battles in this. Okay. So now here's another route change that I made. Before I would go by the I would have had enough money for a infinity pool item at this point, but instead I cut out 5 minutes of grinding for money at the beginning, and I'm gonna get the money for it after I fight the boss that's up here. So here's another encounter. It's with some ninjas again. Okay, that just means that I got a skill up in my scouting skill, which I really don't care about at this point. So I want the enemies to get as close as possible to my party members, so I move them up instead of attacking. Just so I can use the item quicker. Okay, so in this next section here, you're supposed to, the walkthroughs say you have to go to the temple, go to the prelate's house, talk to him, then go back to the temple. You don't actually have to go to the prelate's house, you can just go straight to the temple, starve yourself right in front of it, and then get the quest marker completed. So that saves like a minute to do that. So over here, we're going to get the key to the dungeon. This is why we had to dig up that grave, was to get a virtue key. So here's the guy we're going to kill in about 2 minutes. He's the one who murdered everybody in the tavern at the end of chapter 2. It's kind of easy to get stuck on buildings in this. Alright, so in order to get the priest here to tell you who the boss of the area is, you have to starve yourself. So I'm taking all of our rations that we duped earlier and putting them in a bag, and then we're going to sleep for 24 hours. Until we're in the starving condition. And then we need to talk to the priest twice to trigger the boss battle. We don't look at any of the teleport points, because we'll need that one that we got in chapter 1. Save. So now we go down to the boss battle. I need to make sure to use the casting buff on Owen before we start the fight, because this boss is immune to that potion. Right here, I'm going to use the blue caster. And then these guys are going to have attack buff on. Then we go down here to the boss battle. So I'm first going to move up my fighters to the sides of the battlefield to get them out of the way in case my caster misses. And then freeze the boss here. And then it's just attack, attack, attack. %, and it hit. Good. So that should do it. And then after this is a little bit of buying after I loot the guy. Then the final dungeon of the chapter, and then we're on to chapter 4, which is one of the more annoying chapters in the game. Because you only have 2 party members for it, and there's a ton of combat. I think it's probably the most combat in the whole game. And you only have Gorath and Owen in your party. He got out of stun. Alright, good. Didn't get an attack in. Okay. So very important that you get the diamond off of him, get the key. I need to drop some stuff here. I'm gonna drop that. Okay. got sword here. Because Gorath actually does have to attack some stuff later on. Alright, we're going to heal up. I need to go down, sell that diamond that we got for money for another item that I'm going to have to use later in the game. So you kind of have to plan out what items you buy and who to give items to, because you lose characters that never meet up again. So if you have items on a character, the wrong character at the wrong time, then you'll lose them forever. So down here there's a shop that sells random stuff, but what we come here for is the infinity pool item, and what it does is double the damage of any caster spell. So I need that for one of the chapter bosses here. So we sell the diamond and buy the infinity pool. Okay. Alright, so now we head down to the dungeon for this area. We need to take care not to run into the encounter that's over here. Alright. Yeah, the combats in the dungeon here are pretty easy, so I can rest a little bit here. Looks like I'm still pretty far ahead of my PB. Yeah, it's just now duping items at duping the potions. So I think I'm more than 9 minutes ahead at this point. So I think there's a rope here. Yeah. Alright, they both have a rope. Matter. So this is why we picked up that that chest piece, which I can now drop. Don't care about that anymore. Okay. Alright. So spiders here are pretty easy, especially the one on the right. It has one HP. So if I can't kill these guys immediately, then I'll just I'll use potions on them, but I'd rather not. Alright, I'm gonna have to use potions because RNG is not in my favor right now. I can duplicate stuff on a body in the next fight, so I don't really mind that I'm using up extra potions right now. Okay, so in this battle coming up here, the zombie guy in the fight is immune to the green potion, so I got to use the Feathers of Rhyme spell on him to freeze him. So I'm going to use a casting buff again to make sure I don't miss. I also don't mind at this point that the armor is broken for my characters. I'll just attack this guy. Oh, okay, the powder thing does actually work on this guy, so I can use this. Gotta remember to look at my notes here. Alright. So that's what that powder does. It completely stuns him for, I think, 10 turns. So one more legit fight in this chapter, and then there's a little bit of paperwork to do before I go into the next chapter. I need to make sure that James, the guy on the left there, has some items, because the party's going to split up, and I need to make sure that he has everything he needs to duplicate stuff in the chapter he comes back in. Alright, I'm just gonna potion these guys. It's taking too long. Alright, so I'm not gonna use any more potions on James, because he only has 2 left at this point, and you need a stack of 2 or more to duplicate items. Okay, so now we're home free. I need to go into the final room here and go through my checklist of stuff that James absolutely has to have. I also don't need to heal up anymore. So there's a pit right at the end right here. And make sure not to fall in a pit, because it's a game over if you do. And round padlocks are the ones that you use pick locks on. If it's a weird shape like a square, then it uses a special key. But the ones that look like this are just regular. Okay, this guy kills himself. Here's the last room. This is a different shape lock, so you know it uses a different key. Alright, so before I open this, I need to double check that I have everything. So dragon skin, 2 potions, powders, lots of anti-venom. Actually don't need that much. Those, and concentrate. Okay, so I'm good to go for the last chapter. So once you solve this lock, the chapter's over. Okay. So now it's on to chapter 4. And in my route, I changed the route for this as well, and I tested it out last night during my failed run. See? More than 10 minutes ahead. And the changes I made do work. So I should be good on that. So the story for this chapter is that Owen and Gorath get captured and they're brought to the far north of the country, and you now need to escape to get word out that this guy's planning an attack. So you need to first escape the dungeon of the castle, and then make your way to friendly territory. And there just happens to be about 30 battles along the way. So if you're doing this without the crazy strats that I use, you have a lot harder time with it. So these 2 chests in here have all the items that were taken from us. So we gotta spend a minute getting stuff back, and then I need to make sure to duplicate enough green potions to get through the first few fights here. Rations are also at a premium in this chapter, so you got to pay attention to how many you have left. Alright, so this guy has money. Money is also kind of at a premium here, because I need 90 gold to pay for a teleport in one of the later chapters. So I need those lockpicks. I think I'm good for rope. Good for rope. Okay. 7650. So I got 3, 8. I need 3 full stacks, so I got to go back to that body I was just at and duplicate items. And again, to duplicate, you just need to have 1 empty slot available on the container that you're duplicating to. So I take one thing away here. And then you put a single stack onto the container, and then put another single stack onto the container, and it will give you the maximum stack value of that item back to you. So very handy. Okay. Give them back their armor. Alright, so now we're ready to move on. So the first thing we do here is safety save, and then pick the lock on this door. And in the northern area here, we need to go and get a key. So there's 2 fights along the way. They're both pretty easy. This witch hag doesn't have very much HP, so you can just go over and attack her, assuming you hit her. Assuming you hit her, there we go. And that's going to be faster than a potion. I also could have duplicated on her body because she only has 2 slots, I think, on the as a container. Take that how you will. And that the one that I duplicated on earlier was like 12 slot or something. So the witch hag corpses are usually the best for duplicating stuff. And in a battle with those green guys, those are goblins, you always want to take those out first because they hit like a truck. And again, the same rule applies that a circular lock is always going to be lockpicks. Okay, now on to the east section. It's this key. I need to heal up before this, because I think I got hit a little bit too much. Yeah, I'm glad I healed. Okay. It's friendly fire again. Those archer shots can hurt quite a bit, so I'll do a safety shield here. See, glad I did. Okay. The thrilling combat, now that you have the Potion-Noxum, kind of ruins a lot of the strategy you could be using. It might be interesting to see a route, somebody make a route that doesn't use Potios, but I'll leave that up to them. Okay, so in here there's another combat, and then I need to open up both chests that are in here to get money and a spell. The spell is pretty important because it's pretty overpowered, and I need the money for teleporting later. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to open this chest here. It's going to blow up. Didn't kill me, which is good. Okay, so that's the Evil Seek spell, and there's 70 gold. And that will cover the, say I have exactly 90 gold right now. And I need exactly 90 gold for the teleport in chapter 6, or 7, whichever one it is. Okay, and that's the key we need to get out. So I need 4 full stacks of potions for... I'll do potions somewhere else. I forgot that that chest isn't good for doing that in. Alright, so now we can make our way out of the dungeon here. There's still a ton of combat along the way. So we're maybe a third of the way through the chapter. In my old route, this would have been a fourth of the way through the chapter. So I cut out a pretty large chunk of it. No. Gorath is nearly dead. Luckily I can use multiple items in the same turn here. So I can heal him up. And use the Potion in the same turn. Okay, Owen's poisoned, but he survived. So I will take that. I was going to make a counter, an on-screen counter for how many times my casters get poisoned. But I decided against it because this may be my last run of this for a while. Assuming I get a good time on this. Okay. So I think this is the one that only has like 2 spots in it. Or I guess not. Put my armor in it again to fill up spots. Start dumping stuff. Okay. So I need 4 full stacks of shows. And I'm also going to duplicate some more restoratives. Because in this particular section, Owen is going to get hit a lot and poisoned a lot. Okay. Good for that. Oh, man. My mouse hand's starting to cramp up. First world problems here. Alright, so after this, Last check. I think I'm done doing stuff. I may need to dupe some rations later. Alright. Oh, need to get my armor. Almost forgot. Very important. Need the armor. Okay. So now it looks like there's 2 more combats in the lower section of the dungeons, and then there's still an upper section that has 4 more, and then the overworld. So there's, I wasn't lying when I said there's a ton of combat in this section. Okay. Just like I said, Owen's getting bodied right off the bat here. And I'm gonna get rid of the caster. Okay. Didn't need to sleep anyways. Okay. Last fight of this section. Okay. So we can avoid an encounter here by going straight right. If you take 1 step to the left, then there's an encounter. Alright, so now we're on to the upper level. So once I get to the outer area of this place, there's a very complex, well, probably not very complex, but there's a relatively complex amount of steps you need to take to avoid a battle, or avoid multiple battles, I should say. So we'll get to that when we get to that. Unfortunately, this caster is being pretty pesky. So I'll use Evil Seek on her. Hopefully that kills her. Yep. So that's why Evil Seek is pretty good, because it doesn't have an accuracy rating on it, and it does quite a bit of damage. So that's why I made sure and got it from that chest, even though I was going to go to that chest anyways. The lower level. Okay. Number 2 of this area. So there's only one real dangerous encounter in this chapter, and it's the second to last battle that we fight, because it has a 2 spellcasters in it that are kind of difficult to reach. Let's back up here. So in my original route for this, I bypassed that fight by doing a little detour. Well, more than a little one, it was like 5 minutes. But instead, I'm actually going to do that battle because I did it fine last night in my otherwise train wreck run. So hopefully it also goes good in this run as well. Alright, so one more fight. There's one pit that I need to make sure not to fall into. Down here. I haven't fallen in a pit in a very long time. I don't want to keep that going. Don't think I need to. You can get directly to your character stats by doing a Shift 1 or Shift 2. And here I'm going to use the Infinity Pool item the first time I use it with the Evil Seek on maximum damage. And if you target one of these guys, it does double damage to everything that it hits. That should knock most of them down to low health. That guy will probably run away pretty soon, or he'll just die. I could have just used Evil Seek again, but this guy's got so little health that, there we go. Cool. Now we're gonna head out, and the first thing that we do when we're outside, we need to look at this body that's impaled on a stake in this screen. And you need to make sure to grab this crystal and read the note, but while we're here, we're going to dupe potions. Again, the favorite thing to do in this run. We need 4 full stacks. I think I actually need like 4.5 stacks because there's an extra battle that I mentioned earlier. And I'm also going to dupe rations while I'm here. And it's very important that you get the note and the crystal here. Let's do one more. The note and the crystal here because you go and use them on a thing in the field here. Use it on the field here to remove most of the random battles from this next section. Because normally there'd be about 20 encounters, I think is the count for it. And if you go and use this item, then it kills everyone in the area. So it's worth your while to do. Okay. Alright, I should be good for rations now. Okay. Alright, let's roll. So now when I'm out here, there's a very specific step pattern you have to do. Heal up. Bookmark. So first thing is going down to this, there's a dialogue here. It's going to skip everything. And go directly east to a battle. And then, like always, you're going to use the potions on these guys to make them run away. Gorath won't die. Let's make sure he doesn't. And after this battle's done is when I have to do the very precise route. Because one false step means you get into an encounter. This next part here. Knew it. Yeah. So I'm going to safety save right after this, in case I screwed up. I got it correct last night, so hopefully I can do it again this time. I'm going to heal these guys. Using those herbal packs makes you heal at a much faster rate. Okay. So it is 1 step east, 28 steps. 46 west. And alright, did it. First try. Oh, I need to read that note. Oh, did I not get the note? Oh, I didn't get the note. Let's see, I'm gonna backtrack instead of reloading my save. So I make this, I'll keep it a single segment. Oh, that's a bummer that I screwed that up. I knew I forgot something. Alright, at least I didn't get an encounter. That is embarrassing. After I made such a big deal about getting the note and reading the note. Because you can't interact with that stone unless you get that. Alright, if that's my only mistake, I guess I can live with that. So I believe that's the spot. Unfortunately, this puts me at a slightly different spot than I was at before. Alright, good. Got here again. Okay, so that got rid of all of the random encounters for about half of the map. So now we're going to go down here. We're going to skip going east to Kulch's house and getting a spell from her, paying her for a spell, then going to Commander's house over here and getting the password. Instead, we're just going to fight the guards at the bridge. So that will save us 5 minutes right there. Actually, that's the town. You need to avoid this area because there's a bunch of battles there. Alright. So not a huge time loss. Maybe that was 45 seconds to a minute. I guess I can live with that, considering I was losing. I lost about 10 minutes on one fight last night. And again, you always want to get rid of the green guys first in these battles, because they hit really hard. And you can also see that there's no place to really rest in this game. So that's why I took that opportunity early on to put it on auto battle when I had to take the 30 seconds. Okay, I think anyone got poisoned. Alright. So here's another dupe point. I don't believe I have to duplicate anything. So here's a combat. I briefly considered doing a Seek Evil there, but I decided against it. That was a misclick. I meant to cast instead of use item. Alright, I think Owen is poisoned. Yep, he is. So now we gotta wait for this guy to truck it off screen. And we need to use these, those, and heal up. Okay. So there's 3 more encounters in this chapter. One here, one at the bridge, the start of the bridge, and one at the end of the bridge, and then we're done with this chapter and all that combat. But unfortunately, the chapter after this also has a ton of combat as well. Some of them are actual combats and not all this potion nonsense. Okay, Owen's poisoned again. That's poison number 3, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, just Owen. Right, so we're gonna, if I wanted to, there's some bodies right there that had good armor on them, but I'm skipping it because I don't really need armor at this point. Okay, so very important that I heal everybody, buff everybody. I'm gonna heal them completely full. I wasn't completely full, but the idea. And then save, because this is the battle that can get tricky. Okay, so the blue guys in this fight are the casters, and they're the ones that can stun lock you. And if all your characters get stun locked or dead, then it's game over. Yeah, so he just got stunned. That's really unlucky. That might even be like a game over set, so we'll see what happens here. They're trying. Oh, yep, that's game over. So that's gonna give me a screen that says so I gotta load the bookmark and try again. Because both of them got stunned. So that's why I saved there. Hopefully that's the right bookmark. Yeah, it is. Okay. So hopefully this doesn't take too many attempts. This is one of the gatekeeper battles, I should say, of this chapter. Okay, so I'm gonna go after this guy yet, because he hasn't casted yet. Go after him. Alright, so I'm gonna use a potion on this guy, so he'll flee. And then I want to chase down this guy, or at the very least, actually I'm gonna use a potion on the guy next to me, because they shouldn't move yet. Oh. So if anything, that guy is still a threat. And I'm gonna use a potion on the guy behind me. Get him to flee. So there's only two guys that are still a threat in this battle. The guy in the back can still stun. And what I ideally want to do is get him to flee, get Gorath out of the way, and then have Owen just cast a spell on that guy back there to instant kill him. Okay. So Evil Seek on... Alright. I only did 38, but I think that should be good enough. Okay, good. Whew. Alright, so 2 tries on this fight. That's good enough, I guess. I'll take that. The second battle after the bridge here is pretty easy. It's just one of those battles you can use potions on. And then once you're past that, the chapter's over. And they're all missing, of course. Make sure that Owen doesn't die. Okay. Alright, we're home free. So now chapter 5 is kind of complicated. So to start off, I'm going to give my caster, a new caster called Patris, that dragon skin spell that I got way back in chapter 1, because he doesn't come with that spell right off the bat. So we're going to use that to get through the trap that starts off the chapter. Okay. So on sub 4 hour pace right now. So the first thing we're going to do here is duplicate some more stuff, because we have brand new party members here. Okay. That. Okay. So we're going to go... Luckily there's a chest right next to us here. So because I gave the guy in the middle, Patris, that dragon skin spell, you can just use that to just tank our way through this. Otherwise we would have had to do this normally. Okay. So because we don't have anybody who can read this language in the party, I just do this by clicks. So just 1023 will get you in there. Okay, so we need to do anti-venom. Hey, thanks for watching. Appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for the raid, by the way. Okay. Anti-venom. should be enough for the chapters here. And these, the defensive buffs, we need 3 stacks of those. Okay. 1 stack of these. Okay. Stored it. You actually need a ton of restoratives for this chapter because Patris is like a damage magnet. Everybody targets Patris for everything. It's usually poisoned at all times. Usually in critical health or dead at all times. See him sprite in the taking a dirt nap position for most of this chapter. Okay, 6 stacks of these. This is thrilling, I know. I should do a warning for whoever's watching VODs to skip ahead by 3 minutes or so. Okay. Very important that we have those. Rations we're good for. Combat powder. Stack of those. Okay. So we should be fine now for that stuff. The rations we can get from these chests here. Okay. Actually don't need these hammers. Okay, so now we can move on with the start of this chapter here. So the first thing we do is go over to this combat here. This is also a pretty heavy combat chapter. And unfortunately there's also lots of spellcasters in this chapter. And you can see Patris is already immobilized and completely ineffective. And Locklear might be dead here. Yep. Oh, so this is kind of a train wreck right now. Patris might be dead here. Alright. Good, I gotta turn in before the wizard did. Oh, that's right, this wizard doesn't... I gotta put that in my notes, that this particular wizard doesn't... the potions don't work on him. Well, this could have gone better. Okay. Still survived. It would have been a much bigger time loss if I got in a game over there. So that's the first death of the chapter. So I gotta use 20 restoratives to get these guys out of the near-death state. As they're pretty much useless unless you get them out of that state. They really can't fight or do anything. Okay. I'm going to safety save again here. So there's one more battle up here before we get to the castle. And what I did there was move Locklear into the line of sight of that other wizard there, so that he couldn't stun Patris, and I could get off this spell here that took out the wizards and those guys. Okay. That went well. So even though James got stunned, things still worked out. I'm gonna heal up here. And now we go to the castle. So we talked to the Baron here to get our quest, and then we need to go to the store and buy some poison, and poison a stack of 3... Wrong one. Poison a stack of 3 rations, because that's going to be our next next part of the quest here. Okay. So I'm going to give all of them to Locklear, give Patris 3, buy some poison, poison those, sell the poison, and then give Patris back rations. Okay, so that's all we need to do there. So now we're going to go down to the Duke and talk to the Duke, and he's going to give us our first quest. There's 4 of them. And the first one is to poison rations. So that's why I went and did that already. So there's the 3 chests that we saw at the beginning of the chapter. Those are where we're going to put the poison rations. Written here. This chest is 13020. So we're going to take all the rations out, because these are all good unspoiled rations. And take one of these. You only need to put in 1. Those are the poisoned rations. And then move on to the next chest. This one is 2312203. We don't need that many rations after this, so we'll just leave those in there. If I need more rations than that, then something's gone terribly wrong. This one is 1023. And we can see that's the one we cleared out already. Yeah. So now we need to go back to the Duke, the guy at the crossroads, but for whatever reason you can't just go straight back there. You go up here. I usually go all the way to the top and then go back down. And he should be there now. Don't ask me why it works like that, it just does. So we did that, and the next part is we need to go and save the Squire Tamney. And this one has 6 battles, it looks like. So we're going to safety save here. There's a battle next to us. It's an ambush, so we can't click on it to bypass it. So we're going to use Evil Seek again on these witches because they don't have much HP. It usually kills them pretty quickly because they're pretty dangerous because they have spells that can take out your party really quickly. Okay, so they're all retreating now. So if I need to duplicate some more potions, I can do it here. Looks like I don't need to. Okay. Heal up. Again, Patras has to use his own health to cast spells. Just how the magic system works here. And there's no casters in this battle, so I can just do the potion strat. Patras doesn't have much health at all right now, so I'm going to have to heal him the next time his turn comes up. Assuming he survives to the next turn. Okay, good. That's good enough. So this is the section that has 2 fairly difficult battles, mostly because they have a ton of enemies in them, and if the enemies use the wrong attacks, then things can go sideways. But again, in my run last night, things went pretty well. It was only in the very last fight of the chapter that things went sideways, and I lost 10 minutes. So hopefully that doesn't happen. He needs more anti-venom. Just like I said before, it's always Patras who gets poisoned. Okay. So in this battle here, I can use Seek Evil, or Evil Seek, whatever it's called, to get through it quickly. So I'm basically just gonna rest here. Assuming Patras doesn't die. Okay. Home free now. Evil Seek, these guys, does double damage on trolls. Now assuming I don't miss, I should be able to kill these guys very quickly here. Yeah. Need to heal up Patras again. Okay. So now there's a trap over here in front of the dungeon that we go to. It's the same strat for this. Just need to cast Skin the Dragon on James, and then just move him straight through. Now you don't know you're supposed to go in here yet, but you can. There's a pit here. And there's 2 battles in this area. Here's one of them. I could use Seek Evil on this, but I'll just use potions to take care of it quickly. Okay, there's one more battle in this area. I don't think anyone even got hit in that battle. Okay. Okay, so it's the chest in the far back corner here. I need to make sure to get the correct chest this time. And you just need those stones, and that's all you need here. So you can make your way out. Need to make sure not to fall in the pit up here. Alright, so there's two more combats in this this segment here. And they're both a little bit difficult. Mark. Camp. So in this we need to make sure to get rid of the left hag first. The left caster. Because she's got the dangerous spells. And luckily she didn't attack instead of trying to cast anything. Which means that I can use James to use a potion on her. And that will battle. Then we can get rid of the other caster there. And job done. Bob's your uncle, etc. Alright, so now the next one has 7 enemies, I think. It's one of the bigger encounters. Patras is almost dead. Hopefully these guys can escape before Patras dies. It looks like just barely make it. Yep, okay. Good. Alright, so now I gotta heal up and get ready for the next encounter, because this one can be difficult. If their name is red in that screen, then that means they have a status effect. So you need to cure that before you do any sleep. Okay, so spellcaster, the right hag, the left hag, and then the others. I think this is a very good start. And I intentionally went hugged the wall in this encounter because it squeezed the battlefield so that there's less room for the enemy spellcasters to maneuver around. So I'm going to heal Patras here. Use a defensive buff. Heal him some more. And then use a potion on this guy. Alright, so if I use Seek Evil on this guy, it'll do double damage to everything that it hits. So I'm going to do that, and that should help clean up some of the spellcasters here. She's dead, he's maybe dead. Yep, okay, good. So that battle's over. There's only one more hard fight left in this chapter now. And that's the very end. Okay, I don't need to loot any of these. So now we need to go over to this this barn and talk to the bard. He's the main objective for this quest. We need to use this strength potion. Him. Otherwise we can't open the door for whatever reason. I also forgot to distribute. Okay. So we're gonna have to talk to the bard in here twice. And as a reward for giving his stones back to him, he gives us a bunch of diamonds. And we use those to get money for the next step in this quest. So now we're backtracking again. We need to go report to the Duke that we saved the bard. So then after this, we go to the castle again. Sell the diamonds that we just got. Okay, that's all we need to do there. So now we're going to head to the northern section, where there is one encounter, and then that'll be it for that that segment. So there's an encounter right nearby, but by going around here, skip it. I actually died to this encounter in my run last night, so I'm gonna make sure to save here. I just need to make sure to take out those casters. Or keep them from casting, at all possible. Alright, I think everyone else is retreating. Maybe not? And Patris is poisoned, of course. I think I've lost count now. So now we're gonna heal up everybody here. And we need to do a little bit of routing here to avoid a trap and an encounter. So there's an encounter right here that we're gonna avoid. So there's a locked and trapped chest that I need to open. It should be directly in front of me right now. I'm going to save either way and open this chest. It's going to blow up. Hopefully there's a gear in it. Yep, there it is. Good. Also something I messed up before. So I'm going to give Patris some better armor here. Actually, I'm going to give that to Locklear. He needs it more for the battle coming up. Okay. So now we're going to make our way back to that area that we long ago. We're going to use that gear that we just picked up to repair a catapult and use the catapult to blow up a house. So again, we're going to take a weird route here to go around a trap. So the trap is supposed to be guarding that catapult. Okay. Give this sword to James. Alright, now we can head back. So now we're going back to Duke. We got what we needed from that house. It was the battle plans. And then we're on to the last quest for Chapter 5. And then Chapter 6 is super short. So it's Chapter 7, really. Chapter 8 has a really dumb gimmick to it. And with my my route change that I made today, Chapter 8 shouldn't be anywhere near as bad as it was before. Actually, I don't want to go to Northwood. Got a little bit ahead of myself there. I need to go back to the Duke down here. Alright. So we're going to heal up. Just an hour here so I don't get a prompt that people are sleepy. Only I am sleepy. We're going to make our way south again to the encounter with 6 wizards. There's the final boss encounter for this is a pack of 6 spellcasters, and that's the spot where things went totally sideways in the last run I did. So hopefully it goes better this time. I'm almost out of potions. That's a problem. Luckily I don't need that many the rest of this chapter. But I do need them for the chapter after this. Alright, well there's a body I can dupe on. That will work just fine. So I'm just going to dupe 1 stack of potions while I'm here. Because there's 2 more regular encounters and the final boss before I make it all the way through this chapter. I have to dupe again in the next chapter that I use these guys, so I'm just getting that out of the way early, I suppose. 5, 8, 8. Alright, good enough. Okay, on to the next battle. Those screens that pop up means that the party has detected an ambush, but it doesn't really matter. In a speed run, it's actually not good that that screen comes up because it wastes the 2 seconds or so that the screen's up. So I'd rather that not occur and just run into the trap. Alright, so after this is one more regular encounter, and then the final boss with the 6. And it might as well be the final boss of the game. It's going to be one of the harder encounters. We'll see how many tries it takes. The first time I did a full run, I got it first try. And last night it took me 15 tries. So, we'll see which side of the coin comes up this time. Okay. So now I need to do the final preparations for the battle with the 6. So I need to heal everybody up to the absolute maximum and use the buffs on all the characters. And then just hope that their attacks miss, or this might happen. Okay, so it's actually over here. Straight through here it is. So that get the weapon up to max, or as close to it as possible. Every single point of health matters in this fight. I also probably should have duplicated some more restoration potions. Okay. Right, goes nothing. Wish me luck, whoever's watching. Alright, so not a good start. They're usually going to immobilize him on the first turn, and then either do damage to him or just kill him outright. So that's what I meant when I said Patras is going to be useless in this fight, because you can see he's just getting wrecked. Stun locked and wrecked. So if you're standing right next to a spellcaster, they can't cast anything. Alright, there's one down. 2 down. Good. It's a good start. Alright, that's a good spell. All that does is steal some health. That missed. That's good. That's just a shield. We don't care about that. Okay, 3 down. This is very good so far. Alright, still not out of the woods yet. Let's see, Locklear's been stunned. Okay, one guy left. Yeah, got it first try. Oh man. Yes, okay. I'm pumped about that. That is amazing. Okay, so we're taking that. And that's all we need for later on. Man, that is awesome. Alright, I'm going to safety save unless, in case the game crashes or something. Alright, so now we head back to the castle. Back to the Duke first. Okay, so this is definitely going to be a huge PB / world record. De facto world record, because nobody's done this before. I say that, but there's still one more danger area in this, and that's chapter 8. And I changed up my strategy to make chapter 8 less of a problem. But we'll see. It's still untested by me. So, testing on the fly in a world record run. Let's do it. Okay, So that's the end of chapter 5, once we go in here. So now chapter 6 is fairly short. The first thing we're going to do is get an item that will one-hit kill anything we use it on. We can use it up to 8 times. Nice. Look at that. Look at that time save. I'll take that. So in this chapter here, it's just going to be Owen and Gorath again, and they need to make their way to the Elf City. So we'll do that fairly shortly. The first step is to go into the sewers here and get that one-hit kill item, because that'll make the very last chapter super easy. Okay. Safety save again. North. Make sure not to fall in the pit. Right. So this is where we went and got Owen earlier in chapter 2. So now we're going in here. There's one battle here before we can get the chest. You might actually be able to get the chest. I haven't tested that before. Do Feathers of Rhyme. See if that hits him. 63%. Alright, good. That's lucky. When it says 63%, it really means like 1%. Alright, so I think this chest is going to blow up. Try to open it. Yep. That can kill you, by the way, if the damage range is too high. Okay. Now that we did that, I'm low on potions and restoratives, but that's not too big of a deal. There's a spot I'm gonna duplicate stuff after I teleport. I'm gonna go back to the city of Krondor and use their teleport to the temple that we made sure and went to in way back in chapter 1. About 5 minutes into the run, I went to one temple and looked at the teleport and then left, and that was just for this, to make sure that I have the teleport point for this chapter. And that skips 5 battles and like 20 minutes of backtracking. So we go to the temple here, teleport to this temple, and that skipped all that backtracking. Now over here we need to make sure to go straight west, because there's a encounter right next to us. And now the duplication point for potions is right over here. It's a mound of dirt here. Take out the money and duplicate everything you need. Right. Potions do we need? Stacks should do it. Okay, restoratives I'm good for. That. We can get rid of this. Okay, good to go. So now we're going to the mine that's not too far away here. Let's rest for an hour. So there's another encounter here that we can avoid by staying along the right edge. So we go up around, we need to go past the entrance and then go this way. And now we can get into the mine. You need to back up 2 steps in order to click on the door. Otherwise you're, that's you. Click on the door, for whatever reason. So this guy basically says there's a monster in our mines. You should watch out. Up. Left. Alright, so here's the Brackner. It's that monster the guy was talking about. If you look in the game's manual at the picture for this thing, it's an actor with styrofoam taped to him. So it looks pretty good. That's a bummer. Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna tank the damage here. The Gorath doesn't miss too many times. Okay, good. So there's 3 encounters in the mine here. That was one of them. So here's the second encounter with some rogues. Seek Evil doesn't work on these guys, so I have to use shield and then potion them. Okay. Alright. Battle 2. So here's a pit with some goblins by it. Oh, you can actually skip the dialogue. Oh, okay. Well, let's skip the one before the pit, it looks like. Okay. Here's another Brackner. And after I defeat this guy, there's just one more area. I'm gonna try Fetters of Rhyme on him again. This connects this time. It does, alright. And of course, they're missing all their attacks. A little close there. Alright, so now we're off to the elf area, Elvendar. In my old route, there was only one encounter here, but I'm making a little bit of a detour to go get a spell in this area. It's the Firestorm spell, and that'll make the battles in Chapter 8 a lot easier. Because there's a particular enemy that's immune to almost all of your spells and is really hard to hit. So that's why I'm going a little bit out of my way here. If you skirt along the bottom here, you miss all of the encounters that are along the way, even though there's only one. But it still misses it. So from here, you just go straight north. Another battle. So after this next battle here, I'll get the spell, and then the end of the chapter is immediately after that. Then on to chapter 7 in the Dimwood. Alright, go straight north here to the very far north part. I'm gonna safety save here because this is still kind of new to me. Go east till we see the river. And then south. So it's that witch hag there is the one that has the spell we need. So I'm gonna cast Evil Seek on her to kill her. And then the rest we can just use potions on. And let that guy escape. So yeah, I'm losing time right now on my best split, but that's just because the my route change here. Alright, so that spell, super important. Give those to my party. They're kind of low on rations. Okay, so Owen now knows the Firestorm spell, and that will let us pretty much body all the encounters in chapter 8. I didn't need to rest for that long right there. So here's the end of the chapter. On to chapter 7. So there's only there's not that many encounters in this chapter, but they're kind of difficult. It's also the last chapter that we have that will use James, Patris, and Locklear. Alright, it's half an hour, 20 minutes, 29 minutes. So again, we're going to start this off by duplicating potions again. I also need to remember to duplicate restoratives. Okay. So right here, there should be a body there. Right. I believe there's too many. Okay. The rope. I need 4+ stacks of shoes. Alright, so I'll duplicate 2 stacks here. Sorry, my ear itches a bit. So I apologize for that. Should be enough chapter there. Now restoratives I need to duplicate because again Patris is made out of tissue paper. Tissue paper that soaks up poison at an alarming rate. Okay. I think that should be good. Everything I need. Okay. Gotta make sure he has anti-venom as well. 9, 12. Okay, yep. Good. Now we can move on with the chapter here. So the first step is to make our way to a bridge. There's an encounter at the bridge that could be, we could skip it by getting a password from one of the chests, but what I've found from testing is that it's faster to just do the battle, especially if you have potions. Again, there's lots of encounters in this area, so I have to take a weird route. So right here, there's kind of a tough encounter, so I need to use the defensive buffs on everybody so they don't get killed too quickly here. And safety save. So get used to seeing these guys. There's going to be a ton of them that we fight in this chapter. I think I kill like 24 of them. Or at least use potions on 24 of them. Patras got poisons. Cool. And he's probably dead after this. Just wasted a turn there. Go me. It's better to heal him up here than wasting time and a ton of restoratives if he dies in battle. Made it. So now I just need to heal by resting instead of using a full stack of restoratives to get him out of near death and all that. That's kind of the trade-off you have to make. Okay, the battle here. It would probably be faster if I didn't actually attack, if I was just moving adjacent to an enemy. If I instead just click next to him so it saves the time for the attack animation. Okay, Patras is poisoned again. This is new. Alright, so now we go over here to a chest. You have to open this chest and read the note in it in order to advance the plot. This one right here. It is 3110232. These are all poisoned. And that note basically said that the important item out of there has been stolen by a human, and we're gonna go visit him right now. There's a mob of angry enemies outside his house right now. Okay, so right here we're going to buff and save because there's another large group of two large groups of enemies that we have to go through here. Yeah, they're good for that stuff. Okay, safety save, and then barge in. Okay, that's not a good start. But kind of to be expected here. So I'm gonna have to make sure to heal every time I use a potion on an enemy, because most of the time they're gonna be getting hit. Okay. I don't think James has been... Yeah, he got hit once. That's kind of surprising here. Okay. Right. This has actually not gone too bad. Usually Patris survives for at least one turn. This has been pretty good so far. Okay. Got this now. So after this, I'm gonna have to back up, heal Patris all the way, and then do another battle just like this. And then we're almost done with the chapter. Okay. Alright, so we gotta make sure to back up. If you go forward one step, then it will take you right to the encounter, which we do not want. Okay. Give Patris. Hopefully he survives for more than one turn. You never know. Okay. Do it again. Not looking good. Hopefully he survives that. Nope. Knew it. Dirt nap for Patris, as usual. All that time spent healing him, and he just dies immediately. I don't know if I use a potion on that guy yet, so I'll just use another one. And Locklear is poisoned. Alright, so that's it for the difficult-ish battles in this chapter. I still have to heal up Patris, because there's still 2 more fights. And then we're done with these characters for the rest of the game. You can say goodbye to that sweet mustache. I mean, look at that thing. Okay. Alright. So I need to make sure to safety save before I hit the next set of battles, because I also died on this last night. I got too cocky and died to the last fight, which is actually a really easy fight. So I need to remember to not run into the encounter here. So now we're backtracking back the way we came. Objective of this area, which is this device set up by the spellcasters to teleport troops behind enemy lines. So there's an encounter right down here. So I'm going to save. I'm all healed up. Yep. There goes Patras. So I need to get rid of those spellcasters ASAP. This might be a reset here. Alright, so I'm gonna heal. Osho. But I got rid of the spellcasters at least, so these guys shouldn't be as much of a problem now. Alright, one more proper battle left in the chapter, and then we're on to chapter 8. I'm not going to close my map this time, because that's probably what caused me to... I am... potions, aren't I? Yeah, I'm just barely going to squeak by with potions here. Okay. Safety save again. There's a trap over here. And then an encounter with 2 wizards. And then that's it. So I need Patras alive to cast Skin the Dragon here. I think that's the last trap of the game. Safety save again. Once again, I died on this stupid encounter. I think that's what happened last time too. He got frozen. That's a really bad Patras luck on this run, actually. Now it's going to be chasing around wizards for however many turns it takes. Unfortunately, I can't get close enough to these guys to keep them from casting. So that might actually be a game over here if Locklear also gets stunned. Alright. Potion on this guy. I think I'm out of line of sight to this other guy. Well, that's right, I can't even potion these guys. Luckily, this guy's been casting so many spells that he's drained most of his health. So he should be almost dead already. Okay. So... this is going to be cutting it really close here. Okay. Alright, made it. That was really close there. Okay. once I click on this thing, use it. Now say goodbye to Patras. Right, lost a little bit of time there. Good enough. So in this chapter, the gimmick here is that you can't cast spells unless you have a crystal staff, and you have to have mana on the staff in order to cast spells. So again, I'm going to be doing some clever maneuvering here to bypass a lot of encounters. So I'm going to get some mana here from the gold crystal. And we're going to go get that staff I just talked about. Here. So you kind of have to reload your staff in order to cast spells. Like that. Alright. So now on to the... This is what made me rage quit yesterday. I didn't have a good spell to deal with this encounter coming up, but now I do. So, should be good now. Famous last words, though. I'm also going to be picking up plenty of crystallized mana along the way from these things. Now that I have a good strat, my old strategy was kind of hope things worked out, and now this one's more concrete, so I shouldn't be dying to stuff now. Though again, completely untested, this is all just a theory of mine. But it should work. Should. Hope it does. I don't want to lose another run and have to come up with another strat. So again, taking a kind of a weird route here, but it's going around encounters. Much easier to take the small time loss of taking a weird route to avoid the much bigger time loss of getting into an encounter. Okay, so right here, I'm going to use the casting buff on Owen so he doesn't miss that one, and do the defense buff. Make sure that the staff is all powered up. Give that and that to Gorath. And now we'll see if my theory holds up. So these two encounters here are absolutely required. You can't go around them. Okay, so here I'm going to use the Infinity Pool. And this spell, Firestorm, on maximum damage. 30 on this thing. Alright, got him. Okay, that's one down. 2 down. It's these bug things are the problem here. Cool. I lost 20 minutes last night on this one fight, and it looks like it's going to be over very quickly here. Let me go over here and post-show this guy. Alright, so same deal here. I need to reload that. Use this. Hope Firestorm hits this guy. Good. Alright. And then that guy may or may not get hit. Looks like probably not. I don't know if I can use Ziki. This guy might be, yeah, he's not even targetable. So I'll just rest for now and move Gorath over here. Hopefully that kills him. Did it just miss? Oh, okay. Alright, so now he's running away. Good. Good, good, good. So now there's another battle just like that one. So I need to rest here. Refill that. Use that. Sleep. Okay. Now I think there's some more mana here, so I'm going to grab some more as a precaution. I do not want to lose another run. Okay. So now we go over back to this tent and do the encounter in the tent for the Cup of Rillen Scar, or whatever it's called. So again, I'm going to use the Infinity Pool here. Firestorm, I forgot to use the casting buff, so hopefully this hits. Yeah, alright, good. It's very important to take out that thing. The rest of the guys are pushovers. Alright, good enough. I will take that. So these guys I can use potions on. Assuming they don't run away too much. And once I get rid of this other guy, we are home free. He should be dead pretty soon here. Knew it. Knew that would kill Gorath. Alright, well he ran away anyways. Alright, that could have been a huge blunder there, but fortunately that didn't turn out too badly. Alright, so now I need to heal up everybody again. And we're actually kind of home free on this chapter. And for the game, for the most part, there really aren't any more difficult battles after that. Give that to Owen. So that's all we needed was that cup. So now we need to make our way back to the very far north part. The safety save here. Alright. So it's another long journey. Here. And I also need to, coming up here, turn off the music and sound briefly in a certain area because the game can crash if the audio is turned on. I haven't extensively tested it for this particular version because in DOSBox 0.73 it just completely crashes no matter what you do when you get to that area. I'm playing it right now on 0.74, and it doesn't crash in that area. But I don't know if having the music on or off affects it, so I just play it safe and turn off the music. If I do another run of this, I'll double check that, but I'm fairly sure this is going to be a record. And of course, Gorath gets heavily damaged right when I say that. Owen's health is probably pretty low right now. Low enough to not get a turn. 24, that's not too bad. Okay, good. Made it past that. Now I need to talk to the front right pillar twice, and it will teleport us to Pug, our third party member for this. And then we'll be off to the... Alright, so it's not that one, it's this one. Talk to this thing twice. Now we've been teleported to Pug. This guy with the awesome hair. It's the picture in my timer. Alright. Drop that. Drop the note. Drop the staff. Okay. Give him the cup. 2 restoratives. And give him 4 poshos, or just 1 stack. Okay, 6. Should be enough. Okay, so now we need to make our way away from here down to a dirt pile to give Gorath some rations. A dirt pile that has a spell that we need to complete the chapter. It's the Strength Drain spell. The final boss of this area can only be killed with that spell, so it's very important that you get it. In version 1.01 of this game, you can actually complete the chapter without getting Pug or the cup. You can just go straight to that battle, because you can get the Strength Drain spell earlier in the game, so you skip about 10 minutes of stuff. But that can only be done in that version, and it might even still be faster to do it this way still, because the Strength Drain spell is kind of in an out-of-the-way area, Dimwood. So in order to get it on this character, you kind of have to go out of your way in one of the earlier chapters. So it probably isn't faster to do it that way. And you also can't go down here early to get the spell, because there's a strength draining barrier here that will kill you if you get too close to this early. I'm gonna get this armor. Okay. I'm gonna get both scrolls of it. Save rations on my spellcasters here. Because what the cup does is that it transfers all the spells between Owen and Pug, but it also uses up, causes time to pass, and and we really don't have the rations to spare. So I give the good armor to my 2 spellcasters because they're actually used in the final battle and Gorath isn't. So that's my reasoning for doing that. So now we make our way back to that area with the bridges that we passed by. And that's where the final dungeon of this chapter is. I also need to remember to learn the spell on both spellcasters here. And this chapter is also the reason why I got that infinity pool item in chapter 3. Because if you have 2 infinity pools, you can kill the final boss in 1 hit here, instead of having both characters use Strength Drain. You can just do it once and it'll kill them, because they're special enemy types called Wind Elementals. There's 2 battles right here, but you can skip them by skirting along the edge there. So here's the final area. There's 1 regular encounter here, and then the boss. Also, Pug is sleepy, but we have lizard men to kill first. So those guys are probably going to retreat shortly here. Okay. Now we have just the final battle. So the left enemy in the final battle, we can just drain with 1 character, and then the right enemy has to have an infinity pool first. Okay, use the casting buff so that they don't miss Strength Drain. That would be embarrassing. Okay. So right here is the encounter. Store. I'm going to use Pug to drain that guy. First things first here. To Evil Seek these guys so they're out of the way. Full Strength Drain on this guy, so he should die if it doesn't miss. Okay. And let's move Gorath over here to draw these guys away. Alright, so now Owen needs to use Infinity Pool. And Strength Drain full on this guy. Hopefully it hits. Okay, that's dead. And now these guys can just be Evil Seeked. And once they're dead, the chapter is over. Gorath can hit him, this chapter would be over. Alright, Pug. Bring it home. Alright, good. Chapter's over. So now on to the final chapter of the game. It's also relatively short. Look at that time save. Okay, so first thing is we need to make sure to kill the left goblin for a key. We can't let him escape or use a potion on him. Alright. So we need to make sure that everybody's got the blinding powder here. I've been carrying around that shovel that I don't need anymore. Okay. So it's the left goblin. Okay. So I'm going to stun him with Gorath, and then the rest can be showed. And also conveniently, it'll have a corpse there that we can duplicate items on. So I'm going to use the blinding powder on him. Okay. So we need to confirm on the body that it has the key. Okay, there it is. So while we're here, we need 1 full stack of potions per character here. Definitely need to duplicate some more. So we'll put some mana. That was just to make sure that I have only 1 available spot left on this body here for the dupe to work correctly. Good measure here. Okay, I'm also going to duplicate some rations, because rations are really in short supply this chapter. Especially for a pug here. Do 2 stacks of rations. Alright, that'll last us the rest of the game. Okay. I'm gonna take that armor. Repair it. And we're good to go. It's like, okay. So now let's move on. It's actually this hallway. Right, left. Luckily, Pug is no Patras, and he's not made out of tissue paper. So now we're going down to the lower area of this dungeon, and we need to kill six spellcasters to open up the room for the final boss. And a lot of them I'm going to be one-shotting with that idol that I got in the start of Chapter 6. This is a virtue key, actually. Okay. So notice how that chest clips through the wall. It's the only one in the game that does that. Don't know why. So here's another one of those special enemies that strength drain on. Don't have to use the infinity pool on this guy. Alright, so here's one of the spellcasters. And you'll see that that awesome item in use that I picked up earlier. This thing, there's 8 charges on it, and what it does is that. One click and they're dead. Game over. Heal up. So that's what I'm going to do on 5 out of the 6 spellcasters, because I need 3 charges for the final battle. So instead of using up 6 charges on these guys, I'll use up 5, and then I'll have 3 left for the final boss. Okay, so here's another spellcaster. This guy has one of those elementals with him that I do have to use the infinity pool on. Hopefully this doesn't miss. I forgot to use the casting buff. Okay, got him. I just rest. It's idle again. Okay, keep going south. Left. So here's another regular battle. Okay, there's another spellcaster battle here. and then another one right after it. This one again is going to be using an Eidolon. Oh, he's targeting Owen. So no, he's got the idol on him. There's a downside to using the idol if you're playing casually, and that lowers all of your stats for the character that's holding it by 20%. So it's not something you want to be carrying around if you're not cheesing the game out like I am. So this spellcaster here, I'm actually going to fight semi-legitimately. Still just going to use these here. So what I'm going to do is Fetters of Rhyme. Hopefully that hits. Okay. Seek Evil on him, and then hack away. He doesn't have that much health, so it's not a huge deal. Can hit him. Yep. Very nice. Okay, there we go. Clutch. Alright. Rest up again. Save one more regular battle here and one more spellcaster, and then we're on to the final stretch. Yep, so I'm going to use the idol on this guy, as usual, and then make our way back out to the top floor. And I have 3 charges left on the idol, which is exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to heal up here, save, and then make our way out. I will need to be careful not to fall in the pit on the way back. There's 2 pits, it looks like. There's one right there. If you go too far, you fall into. That's a pretty nice troll location to put it. And there's another one over here, right when you turn this corner. Last pit in the game. Alright, so now we follow this out to the top floor. And then there's 2 regular battles and then the final battle. The final battle lasts about 10 seconds. And the credit sequence is pretty great. It's basically the epilogue to a book, and right after it, it kicks you out to the main menu. So it's pretty anticlimactic. I'll let the ending play out a bit slower than I've been doing the other cutscenes here. But timing stops once I see the last enemy crumble. In case, for whatever reason, it misses or something. And something weird happens. Alright, one more battle, and the final battle. Then we're done. Yeah. Safety save again. So after all this, you can see just how overpowered those poshos are. And there's only like 6 of them total in the game. So if you don't duplicate them, they're a pretty precious resource. If you're playing casually, you only use them. You'd only be able to use them on 6 enemies total in the whole game. Alright, and that's the last potion we'll use in the whole game. Oh man, this is gonna be a good time. I think this will stand for a while unless somebody comes up with a better strat here. So that's the final boss. He's got a very magnificent beard. So it's him and the 2 demon things. He's getting a lot of turns in. Maybe I didn't heal. Right. Just for safety here. Usually doesn't get in that many turns. Alright, there's one down. Rest. Two down. Rest. And GG. 3:36:17. Oh, that's way better than my other run. Oh. So thank you for watching. I'm reading this as I go, so I'll just read through it and then skip each page as I read it. Seizure warning. A little late though. Whip Gorath. So with the current route that I'm doing right now, we don't even see more elf in the game. Normally we'd meet him in chapter 4, but I skipped him this time. You can meet him in chapter 4 and chapter 7. And it kicks you to the main menu. So that is Betrayal at Krondor.